using that approach is more about you being right than you advocating for the animals. I am fully prepared to get flamed in the comments for this one. And let me clarify, most vegans don't behave this way. In fact, most vegans are totally fine. The ones that do behave this way are the ones that go viral on the internet, and they're the ones that cast the stereotype that I personally am sick of hearing. My intent is really not to offend anyone. It's really unfair to those of us that just want to put good into the world, you know? So with that one being said, I'm gonna start. No one has to cater to your dietary preferences, because that's all veganism is a preference. No one has to give a fuck that you don't eat animals. Unless you are vegan or plant-based because of allergies or really major sensitivities, it's just a preference. It's like being mad at Taco Bell for not offering vodka in their Baja Blast. Either get the vodka at home or go somewhere else. It's unfair to be mad at someone or an establishment for not honoring a choice that you made, regardless of the morals behind it. Obviously, I am an advocate for veganism, and obviously I want everywhere to have vegan options too, but they don't, and I'm not gonna be a bitch about it. And next, most people don't care about animals the same way that we do. It is just not high on their priority list. Maybe they have a really chaotic and stressful life, and they truly don't have the emotional bandwidth to give a shit about animals or being vegan or anything like that. I knew a single mom with 3 kids. They lost everything to a house fire last year, and she has to work 3 jobs just to be able to feed her children and keep her family afloat. Who the f would I be to dictate her grocery shopping preferences? Honestly, I cannot imagine the stress that this woman feels on a daily basis. It would be completely absurd for me to expect her to tack on, learn how to feed my family vegan onto her already chaotic work and stress load. Like, I can't imagine. This next thing I think is actually really gonna piss some people off. A lot of people hunt because they place a high value on being able to feed their family in a primitive way. A lot of people hunt because they wanna know how to be able to hunt in case the world goes to shit and they have to learn how to feed their family without being able to go to the grocery store. So for those people, they're so unlikely to go vegan, you're wasting your breath. Sure, every now and then, sometimes people might change their perspective. Some people hunt for sport. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not, obviously. Some people go fishing because it's relaxing. I know a lot of people that do that. I live in Alabama. They're everywhere. I used to be one of those people. I used to go fishing all the time. The chances of these people in those active habits and hobbies and things that they want to do because they place a high value on it, the chances of those people going vegan are slim to none. Honestly, if it bothers you that bad that those people are not close to going vegan, don't surround yourself with them. Side note, I'm a recovered people pleaser, and things like this make me feel so fired up. Here's another one that I need to say louder for the people in the back. Shaming people into going vegan doesn't work. All you're doing is confirming their preconceived notions that we are insane and extreme. Also, using that approach is more about you being right than you advocating for the animals. Advocating for the animals is more about educating them on why their choices are perhaps not the best for the animals, especially if they claim to be an animal lover. For example, if you're talking to somebody and they're on the fence about dairy, maybe it's a good time to reiterate that cows can only produce milk whenever they are pregnant or after they've had a baby. And that person that you're talking to might ask, well, then what happens to the calf? Or they might ask, how do the cows get pregnant if they're in cages? And there's your opportunity to educate. Going back to the shame aspect of it, can you imagine shaming a toddler because they don't know how to use a fork? It's ridiculous to shame people for something that they don't know. And because I already have had to have this conversation in the comment section, I'm gonna throw it out there. You're on the same team as other vegans. Like, we literally want the same things. When you troll in comment sections or you tear other vegans down because they're not vegan enough for your taste, what's the point? Again, you're making it about yourself being right instead of making it about the animals and doing what's good for them. Ooh, this one's also gonna piss some people off, and I'm kind of excited to say it. Reducing impact is still making an impact. Meatless Mondays make a difference. Cutting out dairy makes a difference. Going pescatarian makes a difference. Veganuary makes a difference. All of these things are making an impact, whether they're full throttle veganism or not. Vegetarian, it makes a difference, dude. Even if someone only buys meat from local farmers, it makes a difference. And that's not me saying that humane slaughter is a thing, so don't even twist my words. But honestly, any impact is an impact. Flossing your teeth once a week is better than not flossing your teeth at all. Any impact is an impact, and any impact makes an impact because simple supply and demand. If there's less demand, there will be less need for supply. Is it immediate? No. Is anything Also no. Does it still help regardless of your or my opinion on it? Yes. Speaking of supply and demand, if you've been vegan for a while, then you know that we have a lot more options in the grocery store right now than we did a few years ago. There's a lot more options in the grocery store and restaurants even now than there was 1 year ago. It is working. Regardless of your opinion on the fact that people are not going vegan fast enough for you, it is working, and that is what matters. I also think a lot of vegans have a really warped sense of control. A lot of people try to control other people or control their perspective or control their choices or the way that they eat and the way that they interact in the world and things like that. That's not up to you, first of all. And in trying to control the people around you and the people in your life, some of these people forget that they can control their environment, which means you don't have to be in a place where people are going to argue with you. You don't have to surround yourself with people that think you're nuts. You don't have to behave in a way that makes people think that you're nuts. And most of the time, you don't even have to live in a town with no vegan options. If you're new here, I live in Alabama. That means that I live close to my family and close to a lot of vegan options, but I live 7 hours from my best friend, and that is hard. But she lives in a place with little to no vegan options. The only grocery stores nearby that have anything vegan are Walmart and Kroger, and then there's like a Whole Foods over an hour away. I could choose to live there, but I don't, because I know that I would have even less options than I do now, and I already don't have that many. And I may move there one day, but when I do, I'm gonna recognize the sacrifice that I'm making instead of just whining about it. Or I'm gonna change that and I'm gonna make more options. It's one thing to be disappointed that a place or a restaurant or a grocery store or whatever doesn't have a lot of vegan options. That is a normal thing. We all experience that. It's okay to email politicians and policymakers and corporations. Bug them all you want about wanting more vegan options or wanting them to be more transparent about what's on the menu and things like that. Bug those people because they're in charge. It's even okay to ask business owners for more options or even talk to them, have a conversation. Advocating and talking to people and having civil conversations is okay with the people that actually have a say in what's going on and what they can be changed. But it is not okay to go into an establishment like a restaurant or a grocery store and verbally assault the people making $15 an hour or less who have absolutely no say in any of this. It is not okay to pester them about something that they have no control over because of a preference that you have. Go home, Karen. I hope I didn't break it.